American Veterans of Igbo Extraction has gone to the Washington, D.C. to speak with Congress members of the United States to put pressure on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, who is incarcerated by the Nigerian government. That is what we're going to talk about in this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. Now, the continuous incarceration of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has been of concern to American veterans of Igbo extraction. You know what they call American veterans? These are people who have served in the American military. But this one, they are of Igbo extraction. They are a lobby group, and they want to use their influence to see what they can do to facilitate the release of Nnamdi Kanu and to make a case for him before the United States Congress. You know that Nnamdi Kanu was illegally renditioned to Nigeria in 2021 by the Buhari administration, an action that was condemned by the United Nations. This is because the United Nations Human Rights Council, since 2022, had ordered former President Muhammadu Buhari to release Nnamdi Kanu because his abduction and renditioning from Kenya to Nigeria was considered an illegality. It was considered a violation of international law and a violation of the fundamental rights of Nnamdi Kanu. But the Nigerian government had not been able to do anything in line with that United Nations Human Rights Council's order. Frustrated by what is going on, these American veterans of Igbo extraction decided to storm the Capitol in Washington, the U.S. Congress, to go and remind them about Nnamdi Kanu so that efforts should be made, pressure mounted on Bola Ahmed Tinubu to release him. Of course, you may say, why are they pushing for Nnamdi Kanu to be released? Why not? After all, Sunday Igboho, who was also accused of the same offense that Nnamdi Kanu is being accused of, had been granted pardon by the state. In fact, his case was withdrawn. It wasn't even pardon, his case was withdrawn by the Attorney General of the Federation, Fabemi, and he was left to go home free. No strings attached. That same Sunday Igboho, a few weeks after he was granted unprecedented freedom, was found in London brandishing a new document which he presented to the British Prime Minister, demanding for Yoruba nation, that it should be recognized as a separate entity from Nigeria. So you have to look at it from that same perspective, of what the government of Tinubu did for Igboho. He can also do it for Nnamdi Kanu, because what is good for the goose is also good for the gander. That is what these people are saying. Now, these American veterans of Igbo extraction, they visited the Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. to meet with U.S. Congress members to put pressure on Nigerian government, led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to release the incarcerated leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, or IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, after visiting the Congress members of the Congress who are predominantly of the Republican. You know, the Republicans are controlling both the House of Representatives and the Senate in the US right now. That's the party of President Donald Trump. Addressing the press after the Capitol Hill engagement, the president of American Veterans of Igbo Extraction, AVID, or American Veteran of Igbo Descent, that's AVID, Dr. Silva Onya, said that they were at the Capitol Hill to solicit the U.S. Congress on the plight of the IPOB leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has been in solitary confinement since his abduction in Kenya in 2021, and his extraordinary rendition to Nigeria within that particular time. And he said that AVID, that is American Veterans of Igbo Descent, and his allied group made a demand to the U.S. Congress. They demanded for Kanu's immediate and unconditional release. So their demand was that the U.S. Congress should put pressure on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu. They insisted that Kanu is not Nigeria's problem, but part of his solution. And he said, we are here to express our concern to the American people that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu needs to be released now. He is unjustly incarcerated. We have told President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, just as we told President Buhari, who arrested him, to release him because he didn't do anything to anybody. End of quote. So after they talked about Nnamdi Kanu, how he'd been unjustly held in Nigeria, and the need for the U.S. Congress to intervene on the matter, they went on to remind the U.S. Congress, particularly to President Donald Trump, to take note of the fact that in 2017, January 2017, 27 Igbo youths were killed in Port Harcourt. What were the offense, according to this group, according to what they told the Congress? They said the offense of those people was that they were celebrating the inauguration of Donald Trump in 2017. January 20th, 2017 was the day that Donald Trump was sworn in for his first time. And there are some young Igbo men who were excited about his emergence as president, and they were having hopes in him that he will remember them. And because of their excitement, they were celebrating, according to what the veterans were telling the American people. They were celebrating Donald Trump. They were not harming anybody. When Nigerian security agents allegedly opened fire on them and killed 27 of them. So they are reminding the American government to do something about it. You know, when Trump left power, the Democrats entered. That's Joe Biden, who was continuing with the kind of policies that was started by Barack Obama, that was not ready to listen to any complaints about human rights violation in Nigeria by the Buhari administration. So now they see it as an opportunity to remind the United States government, now that Trump is in power, of what happened. That these young men, their offense was that they were celebrating Trump. They didn't harm anybody. Security agents opened fire on them. So they want the U.S. government to do something about it, because they felt that there was nothing wrong these people did, these young men that were killed did. So So that's it about. There are so many demands they made about other. They talk about the killings by herdsmen and calling for Nigeria to be redesignated as a country of concern because of too much killings by herdsmen and bandits and all kinds of insecurity in the country. They tabled some of these things to the U.S. Congress, but their major concern was that U.S. Congress should intervene to ensure the release of Nnamdi Kanu, who they believe strongly that he had been unjustly incarcerated, put in a solitary detention for no just reason. That's their position. And if you look at it critically, holistically, they are not alone. What they are calling for had been called by Afenifere. Afenifere has also called for his release. The Middlebelt Forum has called for his release. PANDEF has called for his release, and several other groups, Ohanese and what have you, they have called for his release. And it is expected that ought to be of concern to the Tinubu administration, but he seemed not to be moved. Perhaps what can move him is the intervention of the United States. And I know for sure that when this lobby they are doing, when the U.S. Congress will take a decision on it, when he gets to the table of Donald Trump and he found out that people were killed for celebrating him, and he found out that since 2022, Nnamdi Kanu had been found innocent by the United Nations Human Rights Council that ordered for his release. So when all these things get together at the right time to the table of Donald Trump, you can bet that Donald Trump will take a decision that will make Bola Ahmed Tinubu to ensure the release of Nnamdi Kanu. And once Trump may take that decision, you know, Trump is one leader that doesn't suffer fools gladly. Once he take a decision, it has to be carried out. And I can bet you for sure that once this matter gets to the Trump's table, from the Congress to Trump's table, that Nnamdi Kanu should be released. Anytime he sees, anytime he has a chance meeting, or Bola Ahmed Tinubu is invited to the White House, one of the first things that Trump will ask him is, what are you waiting for before you release Nnamdi Kanu? Because Trump is not your normal politician. If you are in doubt, look at what he did to Muhammad Buhari when he invited Muhammad Buhari to the White House. Muhammad Buhari said that he was shocked when Donald Trump looked at him face to face in the Oval Office and asked him, why are you killing Christians? Muhammad Buhari said that he was shocked that Trump could ask him such a question. And he has to compose himself and began to tell Trump the stories of herdsmen, that these are just mere clashes with farmers and herders. It has nothing to do with religion. But that's Trump for you. So these moves these people are making, American veterans of Igbo descent, this move they are making, that strategic move that will eventually make Bola Ahmed Tinubu to bend and listen to voice of reason. That's my understanding. Because the way I see Tinubu, unless somebody like Trump put him in check, he may not do anything. Unless he found out that it is politically convenient to exploit Nnamdi Kanu's release for electoral gain, he may not do anything. But my understanding is that once these people get to the level that the Congress make a recommendation about Nnamdi Kanu, and Trump is passed through. Don't forget that the chief of staff to Trump right now is somebody who is not, who is very familiar with IPOB. The chief of staff of the United States government has been a lobbyist for IPOB in the US Congress. So once the Congress take a decision on this matter and it gets to Trump, I can bet you the chief of staff who has been a lobbyist for IPOB for a long time will ensure that Trump do something positive to see to the release of Nnamdi Kanu. That's my take. I don't know what you think about this, but whatever is your position, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you, and please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.